Hey guys, I was on vacation for a few days and I did some of this offline because I didn't have an opportunity to record. So I'm going through it again because some things happened that I wanted to show you. And as you can see, one of them here is the invasion of Luganville. I didn't want you to miss that. I'm already 3 days, I think 3 days into this or past this. But I'm circling back so you can see what happened in the meantime. Now, also, I've tinkered with the sound a bit. My fingers are crossed, and I'm hoping I figured something out. So we will certainly find out. So, as you can see, we're dropping troops into Luganville. See what we can do about these Japanese occupying so far south into the South Pacific. Haven't been happy about that since it happened, and so here it is, February 5. Let's see what we can do about it. And as is usual, we have some anti-submarine action here around Pearl. The never-ending anti-submarine action. Oh, by the way, as I'm circling back to this, I will say that I don't remember everything, so this is going to be a lot of this is going to be stuff that I don't remember, so I may be almost as clueless about what's going to happen as you in some of these situations, that is. Canton Island, there's some I believe tankers unloading there, and we have a rowboat trying to stick its nose up, and we shut it down. Okay, so this threw me by surprise. I was not expecting the bombing of Singapore. He started with a night bombing. I was not prepared, and he did a really good job of damaging some of our buffaloes as they sat on the ground. So it affected our daylight cap, and we'll see as that plays out. And even with the severe storms, you can see some of these aircraft being damaged. And that was four aircraft raid, so it looks like it didn't even do any visible damage. So, all right. The Dale is firing on this same rowboat that attacked earlier, and it looks like it does some damage to it. 2 hits. Yeah, Wake Island. I believe this is just. Let me. I can't remember if the amphibious invasion is starting now, but it doesn't matter. We'll watch it as if it's fresh. So here he comes in with a bombardment group, and this lasts a while, so we'll just shoot through it. And some damage to the port, airbase, as well as some ground units. All right. I had a cruiser task force bombard Luganville in advance of our invasion, and that's what's happening here. So much like his shore bombardment of Wake. And as you can see, 3 heavies, 4 lights, and some destroyers coming in. So 40 port hits, 18 supply. Part of this, again, as is sometimes the case, you're damaging enough that to keep that fort levels from going up. And some more anti-submarine action. And he runs out of ammunition, and of course his backup doesn't support him. Still unsure about the reason for that. Now this, that was a gut punch. The Black Hawk is down. So, yeah, I was trying to get it out of Balikpapan anyways. The hope was to get it down into the South Pacific, help support our operations there, or even leave it in Darwin, but I didn't have a final destination planned, but it didn't make it. And Wake is being bombarded some more. Well, I guess this is the actual unloading of troops and the bombardment in, protection of the convoy. And we take a little bit of casualties as well as they do, although we have more disabled squads. And they lost a gun. And we lose a few troops from our unloading. Okay, more unloading. This is a several ship convoy, probably not as big as it should have been. Okay, more Wake unloading by the Japanese. And we've got our air phase coming up here. Some sightings, or I should say false sightings with the blue. Okay. I don't have a lot of faith in these reports that say we hit a submarine. I would love it if it was true, but there's too many subs for that to be true. Now, I flew lots of cap here, but it just wasn't enough. And his sweeps, while you'll see, they don't do a lot of damage. They just less and less show up for future raids. We will skip through this. Yeah. So we just didn't even get a hit off of it on his Oscar. It was very lackluster, the response here. And of course, 2/3 of what flew in the last sweep come up. And I'm going to push through this, but we just don't get anywhere with this either. See, we didn't even take out a single Sally. The anti-aircraft guns do something, well, damage, but that's about it. Now these bombers are going to take a while, so we'll push through here. And you can see, destroyed, just damaged, supply. Well, we get some flak in on him. It's just not pretty here. Yep. Let's see the damage when it's tallied up. So 6 Sallies lost in that raid. Not any by our fighters. So let's see what our fighters can do on the return trip. So, see, destroy. It hurts to look at these numbers because it was a complete surprise. He hadn't bombed it once he hadn't bombed it for a really long time. And let's see. Oh, several Sallies are damaged, just a few destroyed. Late sweep comes in from these zeros, and our Buffaloes don't really have a chance. they're not designed to go against the Zeros. And not a single Japanese Zero shot down. Same thing here with only 2 Zeros against eventual 10 or 10 that were in the area. I can't get one down. See, no Japanese losses. So let's see, we do bomb with our B-26s hitting Luganville, heavy rain. This weather has been a challenge since my operations began here with bombing, but we are able to do a little bit of damage to his squad, so that gives us a, it looks like it's not too much of a waste. Follow up, apparently they missed the rest of the group, but they got some bombs in, and although perceptible damage was 0. And by now, as you can see there, 8 buffaloes from 47 or 48 down to 8. But this is we got a kill here, so that's nice. But we just don't have the same oomph as we did at the beginning, so it just gets less and less able to push these guys back. So I will say that I can give you a spoiler and say after this day I start pulling my air units, those that aren't damaged on the ground, pull them out, because they're going to not be of any use to Singapore with these mass bombing raids coming. The best they could do was this first day of raids. They were going to be more depleted, way more depleted the second day, and completely useless, just cannon fodder. So they needed to be withdrawn. And after seeing these huge sweeps still coming, it was discouraging to keep them in Singapore for the future. So there you have it. Now we're in the PM phase. Some spottings. Here's an air raid. Serious preparation for this potential ground assault, or I guess shock attack on Wake, considering I believe it's an atoll, so it's going to be shock attacked on this turn. Unlike Luganville, which is a regular island, which I have to, on the command phase, set up an attack. He's going to have a shock attack on the day 1 and have a little bit of advantage there. As long as you're prepared, the shock attack on an atoll is not bad. Okay, so he's bombing my moving Rabol, no, this is a Lark attack. These 2 guns are destroyed here by bombing. Even though there's heavy rain, they were able to spot those 2 guns and hit them. Daily bombing raid on Cagayan. Some more recon happening here, and see, this was lackluster too, because even though they were low with, I believe they had torpedoes, and against cargo ships, the complete whiff. So extremely disappointing. 10 of these with 18-inch torpedoes and all missed. So just like with the Buffaloes, as a disciplinary action or just as a result of not wanting to get more planes destroyed on the ground, I withdrew my all of my aircraft. Okay. Yeah. So now skip to the land action. Daily bombardment at Bataan. And I mean, he's making progress, certainly, but we're still knocking out some of his guns. 16 destroyed here. I'm not sure how many guns the Japanese get, but certainly I would think that as many as he's losing, it'd be hard to replace them anyways.
Greetings, everybody. How's drinks? This is Orphan Anne from Radio
And
saying hello to all of her dog faces and boneheads wandering the Pacific Islands. Before we start the music, the Japanese High Command announced today that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Wake.
And Wake Island has been taken. For the longest time, they were out of supply. And with his bombing raids, shelling, with the shore bombardment, the forts helped. I don't know how much the forts helped. It is a plus here, but everything else was pretty devastated. And I couldn't get supply in with his Bettys flying over. And did a little bit of damage on defense here. Nothing long term, but we lost the garrison of Wake. Okay. Luganville, the Japanese, just as is the game system has, they bombard my invasion force. They take some damage here. Okay, so I'm just now thinking, it's been a while since I've done the 4th of February. I wonder, maybe I already invaded. I apologize, I didn't watch the video. So if I already invaded, so this is day 2, and what I opted to do is start bringing in the parachute battalion. I probably should check out what I'm forgetting, but I started airlift. I will tell you, at some point I decided let's bring in some reinforcements because I really need to accelerate the capture of Luganville. So I started dropping the parachute battalion, 2nd U.S. Marine Corps, out of Noumea. I brought over some air transports from Australia, and I just airlifted these guys in to come along and see if we could expedite this capture. So I believe this turn, because of this airdrop, we'll be doing a shock attack here. Yeah, here we go. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll go ahead and advance that. So we capture it. So that means you would have seen some other operations here, which I apologize for missing that myself. But we had tried to take Luganville for 2 or 3 days, and that's when I decided let's bring in some airborne units, see if we can expedite this. With the shock attack and with already some disruption and low experience, we were able to capture Luganville. Now his regiment and let's see, well, guessing it's a whole regiment, 2nd SNLF, and this Air Force unit, they're in the hex still, but they're not in the base. We've taken the base, so that's good news. And then we wrap up the turn with some upgrades, expansions, And of course, let's not forget our reinforcements. And I'm going to go ahead and show, I'm not going to show the map, the post resolution and discussion. We'll jump right into the next resolution and the next until we catch up to what is the current turn. Then we'll talk about the resolution and then the status update. Okay, so I shall return with the next day's resolution. Alright, so here we are. Now we're doing the February 6th resolution, and there should be only one more day that we missed from my vacation. Yeah, the usual anti-submarine warfare going off the coast of Pearl. And some damage on the I-2, the Japanese I-2 submarine. We got one hit. And this is, this is another rowboat off the coast, or right in the port of Port well, no, it looks like it's right off the port of the coast of Port Moresby, pardon me. And we've got a couple of minesweepers that are doing anti-submarine patrol there. They don't get a bead on it, and it gets away. And here's an invasion of a Japanese invasion of Ocean Island, which I have long since evacuated. Okay, so here's some more anti-submarine action off Canton Island. It looks like the Japanese Row 63 is still lurking. Here's the I-7 here at Pearl, and we're looking for it, but can't find it apparently. So that's that. So air phase already, and looking for ships, subs, anything we can detect. And without any attacks on submarine attacks, which sad. So here's the sweep again. I was at the point where even 30 Oscars was going to be a challenge, so he comes in with a sweep and it's empty. Some zeros as well. No, they find nothing. Some more Oscars. Now a regular raid with a little bit of escort. Let's see if our flak can do what our fighters couldn't. And you will see, most likely, some damage here by these bombers bombing. Right now they're taking damage themselves. They do get some runway hits, and you will see I think some, well, nope, I guess not. So they didn't, this group does not get any hits on our whatever's left on the ground. Whatever's left on the ground, by the way, is literally only the damaged planes that I just couldn't get out. So these ones, I believe, will get some. Yeah, see, Buffalo's damage, Allied aircraft damage. These are planes that I just couldn't get out. But hopefully our flak does something here. So let's get past this. Looks like we lost a float plane, but they don't specify it here. Yeah. So more sweep. Apparently got lost in formation. Sally without escort. I wish I could pick and choose when my cap goes up, because they could take some of these out, but that's not going to happen. So best we can do is get our anti-aircraft operating, and that's that. So we're bombing Luganville, what's left of the Japanese troops there. And if I remember correctly, we will also be doing an attack this turn to finish it off. Now, I figured it was time for another raid on Palembang, but you'll see, it goes poorly. They don't do anything. We'll skip this because these kind of fights are pointless. So all 17 make it through. They bomb, and a very poor showing. With only partial cloud, they don't get a single hit. So, and then a follow-up raid encounters even more Oscars, and they don't even drop a single bomb. Now the goal was to fly a bit higher, maybe that's why, but fly a bit higher to avoid the anti-aircraft. So it's possible that flying higher caused the lack of accuracy. Okay, more raids in the Philippines here at Cagayan. And then yeah, now all that's left is this Rabaul detachment base force trying to get out of there. Okay, so anti-submarine action off Pearl Harbor, of course. This is the I-7. So he's being persistent, runs out of ammunition, and fails to continue to find. And the daily bombardment of Bataan by the Japanese. And destroy a few more guns, a few more vehicles. Otherwise, of course, we lose a vehicle, a destroyed non-combat squad, and 4 squads this time with some disables. His shock attack on Ocean Island, very empty, so it's a walk-on. And here's our attack on Luganville. Now, well, I'll show. Okay, so I thought this was interesting. Somehow he still had supplies. I don't know how it works. I'm not sure how much he got ashore before I chased his ships away. But he certainly got some enough in there to continue to still have supplies. But we took no damage and mopped up a little bit more. He's still here. He didn't retreat. And his units are surrounded. And we go through the expansions and, of course, the reinforcements as we finish the turn. And I'm still surprised, very little to no action in China. But again, I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing there, so just trying to stay alive for now. All right, we got, I believe, one more turn to show before we can bring it to current. Okay, I just noticed I was wrong. There's actually one turn after this. So this is February 7, 1942. And we have one more turn that was accomplished on this long weekend. And then we'll be current. So we're able to take out some damage on this Japanese cargo ship in what is this? Right off of Sumatra. No idea what's on board, but we decided not to take a chance. Looks like plenty of torpedoes, and why not some shell hits for good measure. And you can hear the sound of the ship sinking, maybe. Anyways, it sounds like we got a sinking ship going on. We're able to destroy and damage Nels. Some more bombing raids, runway hits, more Nels. This is night attack, so we have 0 cap, let alone night cap. And of course we don't have a turn unless we have some anti-submarine action off of Pearl. So, although in this case lack of action, they couldn't find. But here's the I-6. We'll see if they can find that. Nope. No luck there. These destroyer minesweepers don't have necessarily any special equipment, radar or anything else to find these submarines. So we're able to get a good hit on another cargo ship. This one is in the South China Sea. 2 torpedo hits, 2 launch, 2 hit. Heavy damage. And we can hear that one sink as well. However, not to be outdone, the Japanese row 33 puts a torpedo into the transport Ormiston. There is a submarine off the coast of New Caledonia that has parked there and has put me a little bit on edge there. Now we're trying to spot some submarines. Looks like we might get one attack off, although no hits, or no reported hits. Here comes the morning sweeps over Singapore. And some more. Finding nothing, they bring over a giant raid, bombing, destroying some of what's left on the ground. Again, I try to get out what I can, and what's damaged has to stay there, and unfortunately take even more hits. So, some more on the ground. Trust me, it's not from lack of getting them out of there. I just can't get them out of there if they're damaged. So 20 more Sallies join in. We destroy one by flak and 7 more damaged, but we take some port hits. And why not bomb them again? But I believe it's raining again. There we go. Severe storms even. So we don't even, as far as we can tell, no damage. And these 7 bombers fly in after. Also no effect. PM phase, what do we got? A lot of bad sightings. Oh, we got a reported hit on a submarine off the coast of Pearl. We'll see if that's true. Some bombings over Cagayan. One damaged Betty versus 2 hits on the base. And some more bombings of our base force. Still trying to get out of there. And more bombings over Cagayan. A follow-up raid, looks like. I don't know if it was supposed to be one raid and it got split up, or if it's 2 separate raids. Alright, air phases are over. But we have some more anti-submarine action off Pearl. Or not. I'm surprised he's not bombing Bataan still, but he is still bombarding daily. And we do lose 2 guns, 1 squad, 2 disabled. He loses 1 non-combat destroyed, 4 disabled, but several guns and vehicles destroyed and disabled. So I know that's not a recipe for long-term success, because he's got us well outnumbered in assault value. But for now, we'll take this trade, because he'll have so Bataan will still fall even with this trade, but we'll take it for the future operations of these Japanese units. Now, Japan looks like it's trying to take Bencoolen, but we seem even enough that he's probably not gonna try anything real soon. So here we are trying to finish this unit off, and it's gonna be close. Let's finish it up here. Alright. So, destroy several guns. It's just starting to... They're finishing up a cleanup operation, it looks like. And it looks like, as you can see here, they've been wiped out by attrition, both units. So, Luganville is not only successfully taken, but it is... there are no more enemy units in the area. Okay, turn end stuff. Okay, and we will have one more turn resolution to show before we can get into the most recent and analysis. Alright, last turn, that is February 8, 1942, that I will be showing you before we show you the resolution for February 9 and the February 10 beginning analysis. So we've got Dutch New Guinea is still, he's still taking, or he's hitting those bases now, or one of them, of course. Mandoquari, however you pronounce that. So, if I'm reading this right, we're already in the AM phase. That's insane. So no naval action this turn, except for unloadings that we saw. Japanese submarine reported hit. Another one off the coast of Pearl. And the daily Singapore sweeps and raids are coming up. Here's about to on raid. Over 100 aircraft. Will the heavy cloud help us? Let's check it out. Nope. Or if it does, it's just so many planes it couldn't help but destroy the base heavily. And Singapore. Yep. We do some damage to his bombers, but we take some damage ourselves. Still trying to get all those planes out. Our flak is doing all the work. I just noticed something. There's a unit retreating from Bataan. I didn't notice that before. And Cagayan, heavy rain, so not much damage there. Rabaul Detachment Base Force. Cagayan. Alright, the air phase is over. And he is invading Nauru Island. He took Ocean Island last go. And the daily bombardment of Bataan. We destroyed some of his guns and vehicles, and we lost some units of our own. And Nauru is gonna fall. And bombardment of our defense of Bencoolen. Alright, and as we wrap up this 4-day cycle of resolutions, I want to apologize for the noise, the sounds. I thought I had it fixed. As I said at the beginning, I'm second guessing that. I will look into it some more for the next video before I record the next video. Can't promise anything because I've had nothing but failures so far. But I'll work on it, and we'll get another video for the next days for the February 9 resolution and the February 10 pre-turn analysis. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.